Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the finals of InnoVEX 2023 pitch contest. After competing in the preliminaries round, we have the top 10 finalists from Taiwan, South Korea, Japan, and Canada, which will be competing for the grand prize today. Before we move on to the pitching session, let me first introduce our judging panel for the final round. Mr. Ravi Balani, founder and CEO of AI Chemist Accelerator. Mr. Tom Van Houte, partner of iMake Expand. Mr. Mitchell Chu, president and CEO of ITIC. Mr. Jason Liu, director of Darwin Ventures. And Ms. Alisa Chen, principal of AppWorks. For the finals, each team will have 5 minutes to pitch, followed by a 3-minute Q&A section. The presentation timer will start when the presenters start speaking, and a Q&A timer will start to tick when the judges are finished asking questions. When the time's up, we will ask you to stop your pitch. Please be aware that exceeding the time limit does not benefit your presentation. All right, now that we're all clear about the rules, let the finals begin. For our first team, please welcome Asiabots from Taiwan.
Hello everyone, I'm Emma from Asiabots. Asiabots focuses on conversational AI technologies and aims to digitally transform customer service. So, what's the problem with current service? Taking the bank as an example, every year they spend at least $1 million on frontline customer service. That's not even including the long training time, manpower wasted, and machine maintenance costs. For calling center, making 20,000 outbound calls requires 50 staff to call all day long. However, using our solution can save 50% of calls and 86% of time. So how can we achieve that? Our solution is based on self-developed AI brain, which is combined by 3 key AI technologies, including the ears, automatic speech recognition, the thinker, natural language processing, and the speaker, text-to-speech engine. This allows us to provide an omni-channel AI customer service, which covers both online and offline channels, from phone call to on-site interaction, and support the entire customer journey, from pre-sales to post-sales. Today, when you need to call for help, there is no more long waiting time or IVR system. Our voice bot delivers instant information by the warm and humanized AI-generated voice, supporting cold calls and warm calls. It can also handle a large number of inbound calls simultaneously for the pre-sales marketing. And after that, when you walk into the shop, our AI ambassador assigns information counter, handle 20,000 inquiries per month at the bank, and assists medical-related questions in the emergency room. Now it has been widely implemented in exhibitions, on main lobby, and the shopping mall. And for our chatbot, it's capable of understanding the user's need and providing relevant information through its multi-dialogue function. Besides, our AI ambassador can also be seamlessly integrated in service robot to provide navigation and assistance for the clients. So you can see all of our service can also support the multi-languages and can integrate with IoT device, existing system, or real-life agents or staff. Through the human-machine collaboration, it enhances the efficiency and provides a seamless customer journey. And now, we'll charge for setup fee and then a monthly fee. Our clients are from Hong Kong, Taiwan, Singapore, and more. And our solution have successfully applied in diverse industries, such as fintech, medical, government, and more. So why do they choose Asiabots solutions? First of all, is enhancing users' experience. Our AI customer service go beyond the text-based interaction. Clients can engage with companies' influencer using voice command and receiving service in humanized voice. Second is the deploying time for the company. Asiabots have developed our own machine reading comprehension engine, which allow AI to independently learn the information from the company's website or the documents. This significantly reduces the time required to build a specific database. Thirdly, we provide a user-friendly admin panel. Let's record and analyze conversational in both voice and text format. This assists enterprise in better understanding the user's need and improving user satisfaction. And for our go-to-market strategies, we now have gained a significant validation in Hong Kong, and now we are focused on expanding our service overseas. Taiwan is our first step, and we are going to establish a company in Singapore as the next phase of our expansion into Southeast Asia. And here is our strong team. Have you ever imagined the next future in the near 5 or 2 years? Asiabots believes the next generation will be navigated and assisted by conversational AI. And our solution will play a critical role in the evolution of this future. It's been an honor for me to share our business at this stage. We are Asiabots. Thank you for your listening.
Judges, you may now to start asking your questions.
Hello? Thank you for the presentation. Can you talk about what AI platforms or LLM models you're using as API calls to power the application?
Okay.
Yeah, you basically collect all the questions and answer them together. So my question will be, what's the average selling cycle of your product, and what's the major hurdle for you to convince the customers?
And one more from here. So can you name one very specific case study of how you help a certain client to solve their problem?
Okay, first of all, thank you for the judges' questions. And first of all, we use API, but most of our technology we are developed in-house. So we have like ASR and PTDS. So this would be in our AI brand. But we also can integrate with like others systems like the MRC or CRM or some post system. So we use API to integrate with others platform. We also have like the experience to connect with the ChatGPT. So there's a reason why we have a close connection with the Microsoft. And next, thank you for the Marshall's questions. And I think like we continuously to integrate develop our AI brand, which that we have a strong like tech team. We can continue to develop our technology. So this is the reason our clients believe our product, our solution to enhance their customer service for a long time. And now we have like several clients that have used our solution for more than like 2 or 3 years ago. And one of like the specific case is like the Hong Kong's international companies we call AIA. Yes, they use first of all, they use our AI ambassador in their unmanned lobby. They usually to take the ticket from the unmanned lobby at first, and after that, they are really satisfied of our solution with our system flexible and system flexibility, and also our humanized AI voice. So next, they just deploy have the phase 2. They use our voice bot to have like the outbound code to like the reminding code for their client to ask for like some like reminding satisfactory or a satisfactory service or reminding code to their clients. And besides, and it's one of our specific case data for like in the insurance. And we also have like some experience in the medical from the it's called like human health in the Hong Kong, and they use our chatbot at first and our voice bot to call the reminding call to check the appointment. After that, they use our AI ambassador into the surface robot to provide the assessment training for their clients or for their patients. So I hope like my answer can achieve your like question. Okay, thank you for your question. Thank you.
Thank you, Asiabots. For our second contestant, we would like to welcome BELX, Biopharmaceutical Corporation from Taiwan.
Good afternoon. Thank you for listening to BELX Biopharmaceuticals presentation. We offer a green solution to improve chronic disease treatment. The company's goal is to develop innovative botanical drugs, which has a novel anti-ROS mechanism to treat various kinds of disease. The drug has already completed a phase 1 trial in Taiwan with very satisfactory results. And also the product itself meets GACP plantation and PICS GMP manufacturing standards. And we're trying to execute a phase 2 trial in Taiwan this year. And the company is actually in the process of raising $7 million for the clinical trial. Healthy and normal cells have balanced levels of ROS, a reactive oxygen species. High ROS causes inflammation and oxidative stress. In turn, causes all kinds of diseases in different organs, such as like heart, the kidney, nervous systems, as well as cancers. Our lead drug, BELX, can suppresses ROS at upstream metabolic pathway to reduce the oxidative stress and inflammation, change the microenvironment of the cells and environment and tissues, and then therefore cure diseases, including liver disease, viral infectious disease, solid tumors, sarcopenias, and other aging-related chronic diseases. With this versatile drug, the first area of disease that we'd like to apply is hepatitis B. Hepatitis B, well, you say, well, it's a familiar disease. Why are you still working on it? It's still an unmet medical need. First of all, because it cannot be cured. The virus can integrate into the host. That means it becomes part of you. You can't get rid of it. And chronic hepatitis B is a very high risk factor for liver cancer. This big table is proposed by two liver disease associations to talk about the treatment endpoints of chronic hepatitis B, CHB. While the so-called sterilizing cure or complete cure is still impossible right now, people are trying to look at the so-called functional cure. In different levels of functional cure, the idealistic functional cure is still not reachable. So in the realistic functional cure section, there are three important indicators. The first one is the so-called S antigen, and the other is E antigen. And the third one is serum HBV DNA. For these three indicators, they have to all become negative for the good treatment effect. However, the bad news is that only 10%, less than 10% of the patients can reach this state after the treatment. So in the next one, the attainable partial functional cure, although the S antigen is still positive and the serum DNA may still present. However, the E antigen disappear. That's what they call the E seroconversion, which has a very significant clinical meaning, because with that happen, the risk of becoming liver cancer is cut down by 20 folds. However, the problem is still the efficacy. Right now with the current treatment, only after 3 to 5 years, only 20%, less than 20% of patients can achieve this. So in light of this huge need, our company is proposing a combination or add-on therapy with our botanical drugs, BELX, and the current antiviral drugs for better efficacy to improve the seroconversion rate, keep normal liver functions, and reduce the risk of liver cancer. Double-blind, placebo-controlled, and a phase 2 trial is right now being proposed with adaptive design to FDA and Taiwan FDA. In this trial, we'd like to test the combination idea for improved seroconversion and also add a shorter time to achieve the seroconversion, and also to evaluate the drug's safety and dose dependence. And Dr. P.J. Chen serves as the general consultant for this trial. And the main PI is Dr. T.H. Su of National Taiwan University Hospital. And this trial will be joined by 7 clinical trials sites in Taiwan. The other area that we're interested in is cancer caucasia. And cancer, about 50 to 80% of the terminal stage cancer patients eventually develop caucasia. Once into caucasia, more than half of the patients actually
We're very
die.
sorry to interrupt, but our 5-minute timer is up. Judges, you may now ask your questions.
I would like, so what's your product?
It's a botanical drug, botanical new
Sorry,
drug.
we will collect all the questions first, and then
I'm
we'll
sorry,
start the
sorry.
answering process. Are there any more questions from the judges?
Yes, I actually have a few questions. One is, given that you are developing botanical drugs, right? So how do you deal with the batch-to-batch variation that is inherent to, botanical sources, right? And how do you do quality control? My second question related to, your target indication of hepatitis B. So hepatitis B, if memory serves, is mostly prevalent in the Asia-Pacific region and Africa, right? And those areas have relatively lower income compared to North America and Europe. So does that imply, what's the implication of that on the, addressable market and the size of the potential revenue you can achieve?
Okay.
Can you elaborate more on the future market, channel sales, or potential licensing target?
Okay.
If there are no more questions from the judges, you may begin your answer.
Okay, first of all, we developed botanical new drug. That's our product. It's still in the clinical trial stage. And for the QC problems, which is an excellent problem because the biggest headache for botanical new drug is the quality control. That's why in the beginning of the presentation, I mentioned that our product now is we use GACP plantation to control the sources, the plants itself, and also stringent PICS and GMP manufacturing processes to guarantee the quality. And also, FDA and Taiwan TFDA will have very stringent restrictions on the batch-to-batch consistency. We have to show the fingerprints between batches, so meaning that they are the same. And also, we have the activity test to make sure that they have the properties that we want. Okay, I'll jump to the licensing thing. We'd like to conduct the phase 2 for hepatitis B and look for licensing partners because although, just like Michelle just said, the population is more in Asia and Africa, it's still one of the most prevalent disease in the world. If you look at the pharmaceutical market, there's still big pharma focusing on developing new drugs. So I don't worry about this part because they still want effective drug. That's the biggest problem. Okay, so our business model is to do licensing after we finish the phase 2. And also we like to look for co-development partners to develop what I didn't show you is the cancer caucasia products. So hopefully that can help us expedite the overall process. Okay, so did I cover all the questions?
Caucasian is actually a huge market. So what's your target product strategy? Do you intend for your drug to be a standalone product, or would that be a combination therapy with other drugs?
Okay, it could be both. It depends on how effective it is in the clinical trial. And that's another excellent question, which I didn't have a chance to talk about. In addition to becoming a new drug, it is possible to develop BELX into what they call the medical food with much shorter time and lower cost. That could be a very immediate help to cure or to help cure cancer caucasia, because right now there's just no drug. Yeah.
If that is all, thank you for BELX Biopharmaceutical Cooperation. Next up, we would like to welcome Blumind from Canada.
Hi everyone, my name is Niraj Mathur. I'm CEO and co-founder of Blumind. We're a Canadian fabless semiconductor company who's on a mission to cut down power consumption for machine learning neural network processing. So great to be here today and talk to all of you. I want to start by just highlighting how AI is transforming our world. This is not news to any of you. Today, all of us benefit from cloud, smart mobility, smart devices that we use in our daily lives. Looking forward for the next 20 years, there's even more exciting use cases and applications on the horizon, like human interfaces, robotics, and even human augmentation further down the road. All of these use cases are predicated on there being much more energy efficient AI processing solutions on the market. And unfortunately, my industry is failing tremendously in delivering these types of solutions. So this is the gap that Blumind is trying to address. This is AI's dirty little secret. It's a massive sustainability problem with machine learning. We can achieve great things, but there's a large environmental footprint to AI as well. Here are some data points to illustrate this. Already, data centers consume and release more carbon than the global aviation industry. That's a little bit of a surprise, right? It's going to get a lot worse. Over the next 30 years, data centers are poised to consume 90% of all the energy generated by humanity today. Batteries are a key aspect of a green future, but batteries themselves, producing batteries, consumes and releases a lot of carbon, about 175 kilograms per kilowatt hour of battery. So this is about 17 tons of carbon emissions per Tesla vehicle, for example. Also, a lot of you have played around with ChatGPT of late. It costs more than $10 million to train a large language model just once. Okay, so this is really not sustainable going forward. Blumind is all about fixing this problem. We are commercializing a very promising innovation in the industry called analog compute and applying analog mixed signal processing to machine learning problems. We are setting the standard for this approach. We have solved problems related to reliability, accuracy, and scale to deliver unmatched performance and power consumption for machine learning. We've got a number of blue chip customers working with us today. We are validated in silicon. Last year we built our first chip, which is performing beyond our expectations, and we have a world-class team to back up our development. In a nutshell, our solution is all about taking the old way of doing things, which can consume hundreds of transistors, milliwatts and watts of power, and compressing that, transforming that into a very, very condensed solution where a single transistor in our architecture can do the work of hundreds of transistors in today's mature legacy architectures. And this is what gives us the phenomenal power benefit. Of course, this boils down to energy-constrained applications that run on batteries. More battery life leads to a better user experience as well. And what Blumind is able to do is cut down energy consumption to the point where we can deliver more complex and rich machine learning problems at a lower energy footprint, thereby extending battery life from days to months and years. Okay, that's the impact this is going to have. There's a lot of competition here in this space, as you can imagine. There's probably dozens of teams, maybe even 100 teams in the world working on this problem. We see all of this competition on the left side of this wall. There's many approaches people are deploying, but they're all still using the 40-year-old approaches to solving neural network processing, which is inherently a different problem. Our architecture is on the right side of this wall, delivering 100 to 1,000 times performance right out of the gate. And we're only going to get better from here. This is a massive market opportunity for us, about $20 billion of SAM. And we're looking forward to servicing this market in many different areas. We have a great team comprising of semiconductor and machine learning experts. Our founders, myself included, we have about 70 years of combined semiconductor industry experience, and we're looking forward to commercializing our technology now. I'm enjoying being here in Taiwan. We're looking to make friends here and establish a presence in Taiwan, and seeking all kinds of partners and support from all of you here. So thank you very much. Excited to be here.
Thank you, Blumind, for the pitch. Judges, you may now start asking questions.
Two questions. What's the current state of the technology? And secondly, what's the trade-off? I know you're not giving too many details about how you're doing it, which is where I really want to understand.
We had 5 minutes.
Yes, but if you can speak about the secret sauce or the trade-off that you're making, so if you're optimizing for energy consumption, what are you giving up or sacrificing?
Sure. I'll wait.
We'll collect all the questions and then answers.
Okay.
What would be your first application domain? Domain.
Okay.
I'm curious about how do you deal with the manufacturing uniformity issue, especially given that you are using mixed signal process, right? And you know, in a typical wafer, the ID current of the central die versus the edge die is hugely different. And it's not a problem for digital circuit, but it's a huge problem for analog.
Great question. Yeah.
Yeah, please.
Okay.
And how do you store the parameters for the AI in the analog computation circuit?
Okay. All right. I'll try and remember all of these. These are great questions. Yeah, please go ahead.
It costs a lot for a startup company to tap out the IC. So do you have any other business model work with other IC design or company? And one more thing is that what's your plan in Taiwan?
Okay. Great. Thank you for those questions. I'll try and address all of them. Actually, 3 minutes is probably not enough time, so I'll try and get through as many of them as I can. The status of the technology, we've got a test chip that we built last year, which is meeting all our expectations in terms of power consumption and accuracy. The lead application that we're targeting for this is consumer wearables. Okay, that's a space that we can get into very quickly and ramp volume very quickly. So we're working with some great customers in this space. But this is a foundational technology that will hit many different segments in the future. But we're staying focused right now for that as a launch customer. Now, regarding the secret sauce, okay, and the trade-off, that was a good question. Yes, we are making some trade-offs, and right now, given the state of this technology, the trade-off we've made is we're taking some flexibility off the table. So we're not building a general purpose processor that can be programmed to do anything like a GPU, right? We're building application-specific processors to target audio, vision, and a number of other spaces. So we're doing those applications exceedingly well, but you cannot now go and take our chip that's designed for video and make it a web recommendation engine, right? It's not going to happen. So that's the trade-off. That's the main trade-off. Regarding manufacturing, this was a huge concern. This is a concern that plagues many people that are trying these types of creative ideas. My co-founder, John, who's the inventor of this technology, he's built a very elegant and reliable way of implementing analog compute. And I don't even like the word compute because it's really signal processing approach. We use a ratiometric approach, so if there's PVT variations, we're impervious to those. We have another way, a proprietary patented way, actually. We granted our first US patents last year. We're working on the international patents to make this reliable and robust across all kinds of operation. I think there was one more question that I missed. The
cost.
Tape out costs. Yes. So the great thing about analog compute and the approach we're taking, we're not in the super advanced process nodes. We're not taping out 7 nanometer, 3 nanometer chips. We're in mature nodes that are a dozen years old, okay? Because we can do things very, very efficiently. Transistors in 28 nanometer can do a lot when you use the analog approach. If you're doing digital approaches with ones and zeros, that is not taking advantage of the performance in these transistors. So we're a mature node technology company. That lowers tremendously the costs. However, there will be some ultra high volume applications for which we will also consider an IP model where we license IP cores. But our primary go-to-market and business model is going to be chips.
That will be our 3-minute timer.
Okay.
Thank you again to
Thank you so
Blumind.
much.
Next up, we would like to welcome Defx from South Korea.
Can I start? Hello, everyone. I am Tim. I'm in charge of strategic marketing at DEEPX. I'm very happy to have you all here to talk about our technology and solution. So DEEPX is a fabulous company, so we are making AI chips. So what we provide is all different kind of AI chips to all devices. So what we want to do is AI everywhere happen. So these days, so many people, they want to add AI features to current solution, and they are looking for the right solution. And they usually, in the first place, choose NVIDIA platform because it's easy to use and easy to deploy. But there's two critical problems when it comes to GPU. First, it consumes a lot of energy because it's not suitable for the embedded system. Second, it's too expensive, go to the mass production. So DEEPX, our chip, actually solve those two problems, and this is our technology we have, and this is innovation. We will open the era of AI. So this is very simple comparison, like we are running same AI model, but GPU actually is like $14,000 compared to our chip is 100 times cheaper and 100 times less power we consume, but we process same AI model. So this is real, and this is innovation we are making to apply to the real world. So when it comes to AI chips, these three factors are the most important thing that AI chips should satisfy, and we believe we are the number one in these three factors. First, the AI chip should support up-to-date AI model, and we actually support including transformer. And second, the most important thing is when it comes to data compression from floating point 32-bit into integer bit, most of the AI chip makers, they lose accuracy. But DEEPX, we don't lose accuracy. We maintain the accuracy with integer 8-bit. The last thing, the most important thing when it comes to embedded system, we have the most power performance efficient chip that actually requires TOPS per watt and frame per second per TOPS. So this video somehow represents the current situation, and it actually shows the capability of DEEPX technology. So on the left-hand side, this is algorithm, AI algorithm most of AI chip maker is supporting. On the right-hand side is very complex AI model, so-called YOLO version 7. We are actually processing such a complex model with ultra low power. So with such a technology, we are targeting 6 different segmentation at once. So smart camera module, automotive, consumer electronics, AI CCTV, edge computing, and smart mobility, like service robot and AI drones. To penetrate those markets with speed, we came up with 4 different solutions. So DXL series is targeting low-end market, which is computer vision-oriented application like security camera, DMS for automotive, and robot vision. And DXM1 is used for accelerator. So if you have certain system which doesn't have AI power, you can easily integrate DXM1 to your current system, bring more AI computing power to your system. And H1 has much bigger AI power that's used for data center and HPC. So now we are trying to turn the AI into the real life, and we are working on big project with the global companies. With Orange, we are building smart city system, and Hyundai Motors, we are making AI robot, and POSCO DX, we are making a smart factory system and unmanned system. And at the end, the Java, we are making very small size smart vision system, which can fit to any kind of autonomous driving device. So this business, as I before mentioned, is just baby step to what we really want to do it. So what we believe and what we challenge is that we will create a new civilization that mankind has never been experienced before. Thank you.
Thank you to DEEPX. Judges, you may now ask your questions.
I have the same questions, which is, what's the current state? So how much revenue are you doing with these partnerships? Or what's the current state of the product? And we just had a pitch on, making this low power consumption model for driving AI chips. Can you speak to why you're better than all the other alternatives? What trade-offs are you making in the architecture? And why can't somebody just copy your approach?
And I think you have pretty good progress. You established in 2018 and already have 30 clients. So I believe you must have a very strong team within the industry, within the network, or you have a strategic investors. So let us know what's your secret sauce, and also let us know what brought you to Taiwan. What are you looking for? Okay.
So my question, there are actually several questions. So the first is, how many interfaces with existing AI platform do you support? I know that you have YOLO, right? And how about other TensorFlow or other platforms? And if I take a model that is already trained on other AI platform to your inference engine, do I need to quantize or prune my model? What's the largest size of model your system can support? And finally, regarding your status with the client, so how many design wins have you scored so far? Design win means that the customer has already speccing your AI inference engine for their production system. So how many design wins have you scored so far?
Okay. If there are no more questions, the 3-minute timer will start when you start answering.
Sure, let me answer your question first. We are just right at the corner of the mass production. So what all the product we have is engineering sample. And this year we are doing kind of qualification tests with 20, 30 global companies. So we want to make sure that all our chip is working well at the application they actually want us. And the second thing is our management is comprised of very high profile, and our CEO is ex-Apple. He used to develop A11 Bionics. So he was one of a leading engineer for NPU-based application processor in Apple. And the other, our VP was CTO of the Samsung Electronic, building a GPU processor for Samsung. And the last one is our VP, who used to work for Samsung Foundry as a sales and marketing on more than 20 years, so that we have some power to negotiate the wafer price, and we can actually reduce the cost of whole total chip making process. And the last one is very good question. So when it comes to AIs, how you deploy is very important. And what we solve is our SDK can support TensorFlow, PyTorch, ONNX. So let's say you already train all the model and you have pre-trained the model. You can easily drag and play on our SDK, and you can see the quality of model you actually make, and you can make sure that it's something commercializable or not. So that's the strong point also we have. And our chip is, the two type is SoC, a one-time accelerator, and we only support up to integer 8-bit because we are very strong at quantization. As I showed you before, there's no one in the world who actually maintained accuracy with integer 8-bit, but we did it. not only open source, but also custom AI model. That's what we did with Hyundai Motors. Because of NDA, I cannot open up all the relationship with other global companies, but the 4 companies, we're already working on it, and we're going to do the mass production with them. I guess I answer all of question.
Okay, then thank you, Defx. Thank you for the presentation.
Thank you.
Our 5th team of the day, we would like to welcome HoneyBear Bioscience from Taiwan.
Hello everyone, we are HoneyBear Biosciences, expert in conjugation. Precision medicine has become the hottest topic in cancer treatment. Antibody drug conjugate, ADC, is one of the most important categories in precision medicine. ADC can specifically target antigens which are overexpressed on cancer cell surface. And then ADC enter the cancer cell, release the cytotoxic payload to kill the target cancer cell, leaving normal cells unaffected. ADC are often used for late-stage patients and patients with highly unmet medical needs. Their exceptional potency and high response rate bring hopes for patients who have no effective alternatives. Therefore, since 2019, there have been new ADC drugs approved every year, and the global ADC market grows rapidly. ADC are agents of precision medicine. However, ADC themselves need to be designed precisely. ADC consists of antibody, linkers, and cytotoxic agent associated through different linking methods. And precise linking can enhance ADC's function by increase its efficacy, decrease its toxicity, and enhance its stability. HoneyBear's trimethyl conjugation belongs to the new generation of site-specific conjugation technology. Our technology utilizes glycan conjugation. The advantage include complete control of conjugation site selection and conjugation ratio. No antibody sequence mutation is needed, and 2 different payloads can be carried by a single antibody. Let's compare our technology with similar clinical stage site-specific conjugation platform. The one above is Synaffix Glyco Connect. Early in this year, Synaffix concluded 2 deals from licensing, and both of them worth more than $2 billion US dollars. And both of these technology for Synaffix and HoneyBear conclude glycan conjugation. However, our trimethyl conjugation is superior in at least 3 ways. First, our ADC product show greater similarity to natural antibody, which result in better stability and low immunogenicity. Second, we can carry twice the number of payload, which result in better efficacy. And lastly, we can conjugate 2 different kinds of payloads, yield wider application and better efficacy, resistance and response rate. The patent of our trimethyl conjugation has granted in many countries, including the United States, Japan, Canada, Australia, Taiwan, and Korea. The business model is based on non-exclusive licensing of our platform and early exclusive licensing of our products. As the example shows, site-specific conjugation platform from Synaffix and from Bear Bioscience both result in multi-billion US dollar licensing package. And the ADC product also yield a lot of upfront and pay milestones. The team includes experts in R&D and business development, as well as in the manufacturing and financing in ADC development. We are seeking funds to support our trimethyl ADC into clinical stage. We expect to file IND application of our first product, InnoVEX ADC, into clinical trial in 2022 of next year. Therefore, we need funds to support GMP manufacturing of the ADC and non-human primate GLP toxicity study, and clinical plan design, and R&D application. The successful entry of our product into clinical trial will assist in worldwide licensing of our product and platforms. And our greatest hope is that our product and platform can help patients in need. Thank you for your attention. We are HoneyBear Biosciences. Thank you.
Judges, you may now ask your questions.
Yeah, I actually have a few questions. The first is, can you comment a little bit about the, the stability of your conjugation and, the efficiency, the yield, and also the homogeneity of your conjugation technology? It seems that you are pretty confident about your platform, right? But the challenge with licensing such a platform is a very typical chicken and egg question. Before you have the first product being certified, basically you enter the phase 3 and FDA has inspected the site of your GMP plan. I don't think it's going to be easy to license to everybody, right? So how do you plan to address the chicken and egg question?
Since you already have a very strong advisory board as well as your investors, beyond the next fundraising, what's the key challenge to achieve the next milestone?
When do you expect monetization? When do you expect revenue? And if it's going to come from licensing, not from selling a therapeutic, can you quantify, this is the same question, can you quantify the efficacy and what metrics Amgen or whoever would use to assess the platform? What would they use to assess it? And what's your quantification against that?
Okay, thank you for the questions. We have tested in several target and antibody, and the stability is similar to the naked antibody, unlike other conventional ADC, which some conventional ADCs, the stability will be lower. But however, our terminal cell ADC shows similar stability to the naked antibody. And the second, we have tested the efficacy, and the efficacy is similar or even better than conventional other ADC technology. And for the homogeneous and for the yield, there's a different for antibodies. However, we have tested some antibodies like Enhertu or the conventional antibodies. The yield is extremely high, like trastuzumab. The recovery yield is higher than 95%. That means that you have 100% of antibody inside and recover 95% of ADC, more than 95%. And so for the chicken and egg questions, that the go-to-market strategy is that we have two fine to deal with this. First, we have our own product. Then we use our own product as a model study to prove the efficacy or prove any parameter that is better than conventional conjugation ways. The second is we provide service before licensing it. That means that our technology will be tested by the client first, then they will doing the licensing. Then, therefore, they can head-to-head comparison with our technology for conventional technology or other site-specific conjugation technology. So the key for the fundraising, that's a good question. But however, we have lots of data to support our terminal cell conjugation technology have very strong competitiveness, and they can develop up the ADC's function, and they can make their antibody more efficacy. Thank you.
Thank you to HoneyBear. That would be all the pitches for the upper half of the contest for now. We will now have a 5-minute break for everyone participating on Patty Stage and online. Please stay tuned. We'll see you shortly. 5 more startups waiting to share their presentation with us, and now we would like to welcome Kaiko from Japan.
Okay. It's okay?
The timer will start when you start speaking.
Okay, thank you very much. So, ni hao, my name is Kenta Yamato. I'm CEO of KAICO. Do you know this insect? Silkworm. So our company's name, KAICO, means silkworm in Japanese. Maybe you know silkworm can make silk for our clothes, but we will use this silkworm to make proteins, and especially for using in medicine. We are a startup company from Kyushu University, Japan. Kyushu University has a century history of breeding silkworm and original inbred strain, about 450 strains. This collection is #1 in the world. By the way, vaccination. We acknowledge the importance of vaccine by the last 2 years of pandemic. But when the pandemic started, didn't you think there were many problems for vaccination? For example, restricted storage and transportation, and short of medical staff. And we, KAICO, will solve these problems. So this is our core technologies. Conventional type is above line. We can get liquid type protein from silkworm. And recently, a powder type protein we established. So using this new technology, we are focusing on development of oral vaccine. So if this new technology puts into the actual market, we don't need a cold chain, and we don't need medical staff for vaccination, because we can take a vaccine by ourselves. It's easy. So we are starting from for animal oral vaccine of pigs. You can see the skinny pig in this picture. So this pig is influenced by virus. Last year, we tested on real pigs, and we gave silkworm powder, including vaccine, mixed with regular food. Maybe yummy, he liked it. And this is the result of PCR test. Blue and orange line is our pig we gave silkworm powder, and the gray line is normal pig. 14 days after challenging test, the immune group, our pig, significantly suppressed the growth of virus. So we, based on this test result, we are considering 3 steps for commercialization. This is a business model for step for animal feed additive. We are working with Japanese trading house Sojitsu in Vietnam. First product will be shipped within this year. And secondly, we will move to the oral vaccine for animal as medicine. We are working with Japanese animal pharmaceutical company for Japanese market. The first product will be in few years. Finally, for human, we are focusing on norovirus. So we are seeking for the partner in Taiwan for feed additive business and oral vaccine for animal and human. And we also developing oral vaccine for fish. So we are in business 5 years, and we raised money 3 times in the past. This is our member, and this is the final slide. So silkworm can eat mulberry leaves. So we have to plant mulberry tree for our business to grow up. And our mission is to create sustainable value for the planet. Change the world with silkworm. Thank you very much. 谢谢你。
Thank you, Kaiko. To all the judges, you may start asking your questions.
How much revenue do you have right now, if any? And why now for the technology? Silkworms have been around forever. Why couldn't we have done this 30 years ago? Why is it now the time when we are allowed to do this?
Can you elaborate more on your core competence? Are you more focused on the raw material, or you have the whole product for a vaccine, like Noro?
And I also want to know the competitive advantage. Why did you choose this? Is it because it's much more healthier, or it can be mass production, or it's a lot more cheaper? So why is it so good?
My question is about actually the quality control, because the protein produced from silkworm actually varies a lot from worm to worm, and also from species to species. So how do you ensure the uniformity of your product? And in US, there's actually a few innovative new drug that is use the silk protein as a key ingredient. So have you considered, going directly into the medicine for human instead of for animals?
Yes. So thank you for many questions. So, but I'm not so good at speaking English. So maybe we cannot answer everything. So the first one is why this time. So this original technology was invented in 30 years ago, but recently we made new technology for the powder type, and this is our original technology, and Kyushu University and us developed 2 years ago, so it's new. And next one is his one. Excuse me, can I have one more? Can I have one more question?
I mean, for your core competence, regarding to your core product, core competence, you are providing raw material for vaccine, or you are producing a vaccine?
Raw material. Raw material is from the domestic supplier. So we don't breed silkworm, but we will purchase from university and other pharmacy.
I mean, for your final product, is your product is a raw material to the vaccine company, or you are integrating? You also design a vaccine?
Yes, we designed, and another product is a joint venture with pharmaceutical companies.
And my question is about silk fibering, basically the silk protein that you produce, the uniformity of silk fibering across, silkworm species. So how do you ensure the uniformity of your product? Because if you want to transform your product into a medicine for human, then you need to, the first question FDA is going to ask is about quality control.
Yes, so now quality is, we are talking with Japanese government authority, PMDA, and it is difficult. This is because this is the first time to adapt silkworm for the medicine. So we have to upgrade, and we have to make a rule with government and another foreign government. Yeah, we are now working with government.
Okay, and my question is, what's the benefit of your product? Why is it so good?
Yes, so my product is benefit is we don't need a needle injection for the vaccine. We can just take by mouth. So it's easy, and for the human. And for the animal, just mix with food. So it's, there is no workforce for the farm.
Okay, if that's all the questions and answers, we would like to thank Kaiko for his pitch.
Thank you very much.
Next, we would like to welcome Mecca Vision from Taiwan.
Okay. Hi, everyone. Good afternoon. I'm Camus, the founder of Touche Solutions. In the field of robotics, there is a big trend in human-robot collaboration, from aerospace manufacturing to automotive supply chain. It has become a part of Industrial 4.0. Collaborative robots will fulfill the labor force because the global human and the robot workload will be equal by 2025. And more than 15% of sold robots will be designed for collaborative applications. Even in the long future, over 90% of paid jobs will not be fully automated at all. It is not just happening in industrial environment, but it will be everywhere in our society. In the meantime, the collision risk is increasing too. The more intelligent of the robot, the higher possibility of physical contact between human and the robot for interaction. What if one day in a factory, with no knowledge of robot safety, it's really bad because the robot doesn't even recognize the collision. So the ISO announced very important safety requirements, especially focus on post-collision phase to control and reduce the collision force under a biomechanical limit to protect people from injury when the accident happens. However, it results to a contradiction between speed and safety, and that is why the current cobots, they are usually work at a very slow speed with no efficiency due to the technical constraint. I want to change this situation. We want to break the constraint. We are making it a reality with T-Skin, an innovative add-on solution that can quickly upgrade your robot to perform tasks safely together with humans without the need for offense. T-Skin is designed to fit industrial environment. It is very sensitive but very robust. Moreover, the T-Skin model can be easily installed or removed. So we provide seamless integration and faster deployment with cost-effective. Don't worry about the certifications. T-Skin is compliant with all international standards. Actually, we are the first pioneer who get the functional safety and the product safety and the biomechanical limit both in CE and UL. T-Skin upgrade robot safer for collaborations. We have a rich portfolio of T-Skin for different kinds of industrial robot, from Scala robot to 6-axis arm robot, speed up, safety up. And we also co-work with robot maker to design in scheme for their next generation robots. Just suit up. We have very good partnership with these leading companies. more than 400 sets of T-skin are already available in the world to help people and the robot work safely together. The key of global expansion is automation in the factory, especially the use of robots. T-skin enhance workplace safety, make production line reconfigurable, and increase productivity and to stay competitive. We are seeking joint ventures and business partnership who are interested in automation and the robotic market and sales channels. My team and I are spin-off from Industrial Technology Research Institute, Gongyan Yuan, in Taiwan. We have a multitude of patents and certificates already on the application of our innovations.
Sorry to
Thank
interrupt.
you for your attention. I hope you enjoy my presentation. Thank you.
Judges, you may now start asking your questions.
Okay.
Is any of this IP protected?
Sorry, I get your pardon?
Is any of this IP protected? I mean, this seems like a sensor, solution.
Yeah.
So what's your, what's the differentiator compared to other sensors?
Okay.
I think you are quite matured already. I see from your information that you already have many clients. So I want to know what's the support or need you have right now at the moment.
Do I want or?
What kind of support do you need? Because you are already quite mature and also with quite much capital already.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So right now, the use case of your technology is mainly with industrial robots, right?
Yes.
So do you find any other potential in the service robot or in domestic robot? And the second question is that when you go to market, do you prioritize the pre-installed market with the existing robotic manufacturer, or do you see the retrofit market basically working with existing deployed robotic arm a priority? So which is your priority, the pre-installed market or the retrofit market?
Okay.
My question was regarding to the marketing and sales. You already achieved that you are certified by FNAC or ABB, this kind of giants, but how can you activate your sales more proactively from your side, not depend on them?
Okay. Yeah. Okay. I would like to answer the question one by one. I think the first question is about IP and the patents. Since we already developed the entire technology from the sensor to the integration of the material product. So we have our own patent in the world. So I think this kind of protection is competitive. Okay. And as for the supporting we are seeking for is, I have a dream. We are a Taiwanese team and we have a very leading, unique technology can improve the manufacturing. So I want to call or set up a demonstration site in our manufacturing factory. For example, the electronic assembly factory or the other the increasing electrical vehicle plant. I want to set up this kind of announcement or demonstration because we have the qualification of all international standards. So we are looking for a strategic partner. Okay. And as for the go-to-market strategy, since we are technical-based developing team, so our first goal is to go deeper with the leading company for their next generation robot. Good news is there are more than 2 kind of new robot will be announced in this summer with our design in T-skin. So I think it will tell everybody how to use the robot in a more friendly way in the future. But in the meantime, we still keep our sales force in the after market robot because currently there are more than 4 million robots already in the world. So we want to for example, make a 1% upgrade, then it would be very benefit for the society and for us. Okay, that's all my answering. Thank you.
Thank you again to Mechavision. Next up, we would like to welcome Nearthlab from South Korea.
Hi, everyone. Thanks for giving us this great opportunity and inviting me here. My name is Jake, Strategy and Corporate Development Lead. So Nearthlab provides an autonomous drone solution in the wind and renewable energy sectors. We have a vision to create value from data collected by drones. Just like the satellites did in the past, we want to do the same near Earth. Routine inspection is the most common safety requirement for large-scale facilities such as wind turbines, bridges, dams, and skyscrapers, etc. Unfortunately, it has continuously pushed human workers at risk for decades. By using drones, we can solve this problem easily. With computer vision and deep learning-based autonomous flight and high-precision flight control algorithms, Nearthlab is helping human workers and protecting them from risk. If you look at the right side, you will see our drone is inspecting the blade by itself. Pilots don't need to control the drone. Based on our software, our autonomous drone will conduct the inspection by itself. We deliver three values to our clients: time, cost, and quality. For the wind turbine asset owners, our solution reduces the inspection time for them. They used to inspect only one turbine a day, but now they can inspect at least 8 turbines a day. Second, cost. The more often they stop the wind turbine, the more opportunity costs they get. So they used to stop the wind turbine for the entire day, but now they don't have to stop it. Lastly, quality. It used to be all done by human workers, which is human's hand, which is very manual and not digitalized at all. But now we provide the cloud-based data management platform, so our clients have easily access to their data and receive the final report generated by our deep learning-based technology. Nearthlab was founded in 2015. In 2018, we were invited to present our autonomous flight technology at NVIDIA conference in Silicon Valley. In 2022, we commercialized our drone solution by signing contracts with Siemens Gamesa and SoftBank. Last year, in 2022, we won the CES Innovation Award, and we won the gold medal at Google AI Kaggle Challenge, and many more domestically. So we have 3 products with simple business model. First one, Pro 2, is a turnkey service model. Simply, we send our professional pilots to conduct the inspection on site. Second, Nearest Wind Mobile, which is a SaaS model. You simply can buy a commercial drone at Amazon or Best Buy, and then download our application on your phone or iPad. Then you can make your drones autonomous for the wind turbines inspection. Third one, Zoomable, which is also SaaS model, and it's a cloud-based data management platform. So this is the end-to-end solution. So we have more than 60% of the market share in Korea, and we are the 3rd leading player in the global market. And we are in operations in more than 20 countries right now. 2 co-founders are aerospace engineers from KAIST, which is the best engineering school in Korea, and we have total staff of 80 at Nearthlab. And 60% is engineers, and most of them holds masters and PhDs in engineering and aerospace engineering, and etc. So far, we've been focusing on developing the autonomous drone solutions for the wind turbine inspection. But from this year, we want to expand our business to 3 more verticals: defense, infrastructure inspection, and public safety. And we are here to find the right business partner and clients in Taiwan, as well as strategic investors for our next journey. Thank you.
Thank you, Nearthlab. Judges, you may now start asking questions.
I don't know if you can share, but I'm curious the revenue that you're doing and the margins, because it's impressive the market share, but I'm worried about the competition, that there's lots of companies that can replicate this, and why can you, what's competitively differentiated versus somebody else that would just, it seems like this is fairly easy to replicate.
Yes, similarly, I'm actually aware of there are several other autonomous drone inspection solution out there. So it would be great if you can share your differentiation. And I'm also curious about whether your solution can be used for offshore wind turbine. At least in Taiwan, majority of the wind turbine are actually offshore, right? And the challenge of offshore wind turbine inspection is much higher. So can you comment a little bit about that?
Can you share more about your core competence? So are you providing only service only? That means about 60% of market share means that you are providing the service to them, or you occupy you also sell any drum or any other technology to the client?
Okay, the timer will start when you start answering.
Oh, okay. To answer about the revenue, it's confidential, about a couple of $1 million. And talking about the margin, it varies a lot depending on the regions where we provide the service. Because in Northern Europe, the price range can be higher than the one in the US or somewhere else. So it varies by regions. And in terms of the competition, well, there are many drone hardware companies in the market, in the world, everywhere, but not software companies, not a lot. But we have two main competitors in the US and China, but we have a different strategy. And one of them, their strategy is to become a wind turbine operations and maintenance player. And the other one was only focusing on the domestic market. So there is a competition, but we are increasing our market share in Europe and APEC, as well as Latin America. In terms of the technology, we use the vision-based technology. So other maybe software companies use a LiDAR-based model or something else. But because we have a vision-based technology, we can make our drone autonomous. So that's the differentiation in terms of the technology. And also to answer your question, differentiation. So we provide an end-to-end solution to our clients. So from capturing all the images in front of the turbine, but to the cloud-based data management platform. So that's why our client stays in. So we give them a lock-in effect because it's easy to use. All they need to do is just to make a decision when and where to fix or repair. And offshore, yes, actually we have provided our solution in Taiwan, offshore wind farm, which is called Formosa 1. And that's the reason why, one of the reasons why I'm here, to expand our business in Taiwan and many more in APEC. Yeah, challenges, well, the adoption rate is not that high at the moment for the offshore wind farms, but because they require a lot higher level of technology, because offshore you have to take the vessel to go further a couple of hours, and then you have to do the inspection there, staying for 10 days. So it's very difficult, and in terms of the environment, it's far away and so windy. So most of the other drone manufacturers don't have the software and flight control system, flight control algorithm. So that's what makes us differentiating. And core competency, I think I can answer this. And 60% of market share in Korea, yes, but small wind farms. That's why we made the reference and then went global. And we do leasing our customized drones to our customer too, yes.
That would be our 3-minute timer. Thank you again to Nearthlab. Next up, we would like to welcome Redneck Tech from Taiwan.
Oh, hi everyone. We are Redneck Tech, and I am Mike Wang as a founder and CEO of Redneck Tech. And Redneck Tech is an IC design company headquartered in Taiwan. And our mission is to provide the most energy-saving and cost-effective base station chip solutions to the wireless networks. And as we know, the current 5G deployment is slow. One possible reason is that the 5G base stations are too expensive because they are dominated by a few vendors such as Nokia and Ericsson. To reduce the cost, O-RAN is a new structure for the O-RAN, for the 5G. And the O-RAN base station is divided into 3 smaller modules, such that more vendors can enter into this market. And by such a multi-vendor structure, the base station cost can be reduced. However, currently there is no suitable ASIC solution for the O-RAN base station. So our developing products are the 5G and the future 6G base station chip solution for the baseband. We provide the baseband ICs for the O-RAN radio unit, and we support the mesh MIMO technologies, and we can provide energy saving and both the cost-effective solutions. And in the next stage, we will provide the baseband ICs for the satellite communications. The 5G base station has 2 categories: the traditional all-in-one base station and the other, the O-RAN base stations. And each base station has 2 types: the small cells and the macro base stations. The mesh MIMO belongs to the macro base stations. And our baseband chip competitors are the Qualcomm and also some startups like Picocom and the HQ. But currently, the Qualcomm's chip are suitable for the all-in-one base station and may not suitable for the O-RAN base station, and they are very expensive. And those startups, they provide the chip for the small cells. So currently, there is no suitable the baseband chip solution for the O-RAN mesh MIMO base stations. So our niche market is for the O-RAN base station, and our target customers is the base station vendor. And the O-RAN market size is about 32 billion by 2030. And so why Redneck Tech? We have some unfair advantages. The baseband chip, the base station chip is strongly related to 3 areas: the IC design, telecom operators, and also system manufacturers. And I have the work experience in these 3 areas, so we have benefits from the technology and the connection and the business. And we also have the key know-how of the mesh MIMO technology. So I am a PhD from the National Taiwan University, and I have worked in the MediaTek Group, Aloha, for IC design, and in telecom operator, Chonghua Telecom, and also system manufacturer, Isatec. Then we talk about the mesh MIMO. Mesh MIMO is a technology that the base station has a lot of antennas. So accompanying with the baseband signal processing, it can serve more users simultaneously, and also it provides the energy saving because the transmit power of both the base stations and the cell phones can be reduced by the factor of n, where n is the number of base station antennas. And those are my published IEEE journal and conference papers for the mesh MIMO technology and also some wireless technologies. And we also propose a new efficient circuit structure for the mesh MIMO base station, and we have applied the patents. So for our product roadmap, we will have our first FPGA prototype in October this year, and we may have our first ASIC solution at the end of next year. And currently, we are doing our first fundraising for about $2 million USD. And for our contribution, we can reduce the base station cost for popularizing the 5G and the 6G technology, and we can provide energy saving of both the base stations and the cell phones for carbon neutral. And moreover, the 5G and the 6G technology is the foundation for many important applications, such as the self-driving cars, AI, and e-commerce. And those are the references to prove that the mesh MIMO can save the energy. Okay, this is my counter information. Thank you.
Thank you to Ranictek for their pitch. And judges, you may now ask your questions.
So you were saying that the Qualcomm chip is expensive?
Yeah.
But is it expensive because you can produce it cheaper, or is it expensive because the market is so small that they can take a large margin on it?
Which 5G frequency band does your product work with? Is that sub-6 or FR2? And when you talk about MIMO, MIMO without beamforming is relatively, not so powerful, right? So can you talk about the current status of development? And it's one, if millimeter wave is one of your target, I think you're probably aware that there has been so many talk about millimeter wave frequency range, but so far there has not been any large-scale deployment. So how do you plan to address that question?
And two parts from my side. So the first part is I wonder what's your growth strategy, go-to-market strategy, and what's your current team composition? Because I think you show very relevant and professional background, but I believe you need a team. So how big is your team to help you achieve that growth plan?
Okay, first, the Qualcomm, can I start? Oh, sorry.
Just one of the questions,
Sorry.
why didn't we see similar approaches with 3G or other, previous versions? Why didn't we see a similar mesh network approach succeed, like what you're doing with the MIMO?
Oh, okay.
Okay, your timer starts when you start speaking.
Okay, the Qualcomm is expensive because they are a big company and we are startup. So for the IC design is very, the cost of IC design depends on your scale, the human resource scale. So we are a startup company, so we can provide cheaper solution. And also we have some technical background. We can provide some technical management to reduce the cost. And also, yes, we provide our solution for the sub-6 band first. Because in my opinion, I think the small cell, including millimeter wave, will not be popular soon, maybe after 10 years, because they are not practical for the operators to deployment those small cells. But the macro base station is very important because the waveform of them can enter into the buildings, and they are practical. You can use your cell phone inside your building, so it's very convenient. And the macro base station is a strong need for the following, the near future, because the 4G base station need to be replaced by the 5G base stations. Yeah. And so another point in growth, yes, we just like the MediaTek, we provide a chip to our vendors. And currently, there are many Taiwan system manufacturers like the Foxconn, Pectron, and Compal, and some other countries, they are doing the ORAN base station. So we provide a chip solution into our Taiwan customer first, and then we will provide to the overseas customers. And our team member, yes, we are an early stage company, so we have 3 members, and I am the full-time member currently, and some other is the part-time to support me. Because we need resources, so we are doing the fundraising for the $2 million USD. If we have the fund, we can expand our R&D teams. We can hire the full-time the R&D engineer to join us. Thank you. And also, I forgot the final question is the mesh MIMO. Mesh MIMO is a key technology for 5G. So for the 4G or 3G, they haven't have this technology. And it is invented about in 2013, yeah, for the mesh MIMO. So mesh MIMO is a key technology for the 5G because it can provide energy saving and higher capacity because they can provide the data to many users simultaneously. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you, Ranictek. For our final pitch of our finals today, we would like to welcome SmartTech from Taiwan.
Hi, it's Kim from SmartTech. We bring the quick, easy, and affordable digital transformation to factories. I came from manufacturing industry, so I know the downtime risk of machine is constantly eroding the profit of factories. Even though AI is the potential solution for predictive maintenance, but actually there's only less than 10% of working sites have adapted to it. Why? First, we don't have enough sensors in production line due to current sensors are heavy and hard for installation. Besides, digitizing the manufacturing line is a lengthy and complicated process, taking around 15 weeks of effort from engineers, managers, IT team, and AI consultants. If the recipe for production changes, the entire process must be repeated again. We represent to you our latest solution, Smart Kit, a plug-and-play digital transformation solution experience for factories. By using our sticker-like wireless AIoT sensor, you attach it onto the surface of your current device. It will collect the operation data, such as vibration and temperature, send them to our edge computer, the box, for analyze. Our software will tell you the health status of each machine, enable the equipment engineer schedule the maintenance directly and easily. So now, you can see the real-time data and the health report from sensor level, machine level, or even in production line level. Instead of purchasing a brand new equipment or waiting days for sensor installation, now you can have a clear view on what happens in your factory just in minutes. Traditional sensor records the detail change, but only on one point. They will take around half a year of data collection for meaningful AI model training. On the contrary, by having our multiple small and affordable sensors, our AI algorithm studies the relative movement, resulting with understandable and faster result. We just need 7 to 10 days to complete the digitizing process. Sensors give us data, but sometimes it really confuses us. We have two similar machines vibration pattern from a semiconductor fab. To be honest, by just looking at the pattern, I have no idea which machine is in trouble. But by translating it into our decay rate model, it becomes very easy to understand. High decay rate means the aging speed of this machine is faster than others. So the right-hand side machine is in trouble, the decay rate getting higher and higher. We can even tell this machine is about 4 times worse than the healthy equipment. Together with our easy sensor and our decay rate model, now we can easily to screen out which machine is in bad condition from 1,000 devices in early stage. Our competitors focus on the massive data model training for customization issues or focus on data connectivity and visualization. SmartTech, we only do one thing. We positioning ourselves as a health screening tool for large number of manufacturing equipment in factories. Once we see the potential threats, the engineer can use other high-precision instruments, go for a detailed check. In semiconductor fab, we enable one equipment engineer can manage over 100 machines by using SmartTech. In PCB field, we help our client figuring out which motor or machine has problem within 15 minutes. Our petrochemical user deduct the downtime risk of booster by 90%. The smart manufacturing market size will reach $33 billion in 2027. Among these, our greatest opportunity is in semiconductor, PC board, and petrochemical industries. They represent 59% of the market share. Our subscription model offers our client with an affordable entry point to get using our service. For those users with high volume needs and security concerns, we also provide a product sales business model through our local sales partners. The founding team met at Singularity University. I have 14 years experience as an R&D consultant. Jibin from India is our AI master. Subra from Sri Lanka, a lawyer from Oxford University, developing the global market for us. We are backed by Spark Labs Taipei, the winner of Qualcomm Innovate Taiwan Challenge, and also the winner of AWS Accelerator Program. Manufacturing industry is our first target market. Actually, SmartTech can be applied into vehicle, robot, gas pipe, or any device with aging or decay issue and provide the early diagnosis. Currently, we are raising $3 million for team expansion and developing our new decay rate IC. Thank you. We are SmartTech.
Thank you, SmartTech. Judges, you may now begin asking your questions.
Do the machine manufacturers want you to succeed. This space with Siemens and ABB, they're notorious for not wanting others to do the sensing. That's question one. And question two is the novelty in the algorithm, in getting the data anomaly detection, or is it in the hardware flexible IC, and can you speak to that competitive advantage?
Can you talk a little bit about the progress of your current customer deployment? How many customers have already deployed your solution and to what scale? And also, can you comment a little bit on the selling cycle for customer, and also how much time does it take for you to deploy your solution at customer side?
And you were talking about vibration and temperature, but there's other things that people may want to measure in a production environment. So is the idea that you're going to develop a tag for every parameter, or will it be some kind of open source that other parameters can be integrated in your system as well?
Can you share more about the findings from your client side? How they improve, and what's the performance you achieve from them?
Okay. So first, about the novelty, we have two entry barriers. First is the material. This smart tag is made not by flexible PCB. It's made by our own patent material, flexible ceramic PC board. So it's a very novel material. We can pass the explosion proof for petrochemical industry. And also our algorithm actually is kind of a universal algorithm because we only measure the decay rate for all kinds of assay. And then we make a comparison for the same assay. So it's a universal rule. And for Siemens or ABB, we haven't have any contact with them, but we have a totally different finding perspective. We contact to the end user, which is the factory. And factory, in the end, they will ask the equipment provider, contact us in the future when they deliver their product. They want our algorithm or sensor be embedded within their equipment. So that's our strategy in the future. And right now we have more than 600, actually it's already 700 smart tags already embedded in one of the leading global IC packaging company in Kaohsiung. Everyone knows who is that. And they are not just doing the proof of concept. They already, two sites already 100% adapt our solution within it. In PCB industry, so far we have 200 smart tags in two listed PCB companies. In petrochemical industry, to be honest, we are still trying hard. We do several proof of concept. Right now we are in FET accelerator, helping to have some more connection with the petrochemical industry. And in the future, yes, definitely we will have more parameter, more kinds of sensor. Actually, right now we have vibration, temperature, and humidity already. In the future, probably we will have a gas or even voltage and current, more kinds of sensors. Do we need to do open source? In this case, I don't really agree with that. I think a successful AIoT model, you need to have your own data collector with a standard format of information. If you go for open source, you cannot make sure the information quality is in the same standard. So we will offer our own smart tag. And our finding, why do they need to use our product? I believe Jason asking about the ROI. So right now we think our most important value is we are very fast. We just need 7 to 10 days to complete the digitizing process. We are not perfect. We cannot solve all kinds of AI problems. We only tell you one thing. You have 200 laser cutting machines. And which two machines need to do maintenance today? I can tell you this information. I solve the problem from equipment engineer. I also solve the problem from IT guys because they don't have information from the whole entire empire of their electronic companies. We think smart tag, they can collect data easily. Thank you very much.
Thank you to SmartTag. Well, that was the final pitch for our InnoVEX Pitch Contest 2023. Credits to all the contestants for their hard work and preparation. The judges will now collect and finalize the scores, and the winner will be announced at 4 p.m. over at Center Stage. We thank everyone for your participation, and see you there at Center Stage then.